The story begins with a girl named Moira. She is sitting alone in her quiet room, playing the violin. Everything seems normal, but suddenly, the clock starts making loud noises. The light outside turns a strange yellow color. Then, without saying anything, Moira walks to her balcony and jumps off, ending her life. After this shocking moment, we meet two twin sisters named Juliet and Vivian. They both go to a special music school called Lindbergh Academy. Vivian is a very good piano player and has already been accepted into a top music school. Juliet is still unsure about what she wants to do after finishing school. She doesn't feel as confident as her sister. When their vacation ends, both sisters return to school. Vivian is happy to see her boyfriend, Max. Juliet, who doesn't have a boyfriend, watches from far away and feels lonely. She starts to compare herself to her sister and feels sad and jealous. We later find out that Moira, the girl from the beginning, was also a student at the same music school. No one knows why she ended her life. Her death is still a mystery. One day, a teacher tells the students that Moira was supposed to play the lead piano part in a big concert. Now that she is gone, someone else can take her place. Juliet becomes excited and thinks this might be her chance to show her talent. Both Juliet and Vivian decide to try out for the lead spot. While walking, something falls out of an old shoe case that once belonged to Moira. It's a notebook. Juliet picks it up and keeps it without telling anyone. She feels a strange connection to it. Vivian continues to practice with a famous teacher named Dr. Cask. Juliet still learns from her regular teacher, Roger. This makes Juliet feel even more behind, like she will never be as good as Vivian. As Juliet practices, she hears soft violin music coming from Moira's old room. She goes in, but the music stops. The room is quiet. She sees a sun symbol on the wall and notices the same symbol in Moira's notebook. When Juliet opens the notebook, she sees strange writing. The first page talks about living forever and dark forces. Other pages have music notes and strange drawings. Juliet gets more curious. She decides to play the song from the notebook on the piano in Moira's room. While she plays, Dr. Cass walks in and looks very worried. He tells her to stop playing, but Juliet doesn't understand why. Later, she looks at the drawings again. One shows a glowing girl, another shows a scary creature. There's also a picture of an angel that looks like it has fainted. One shows two people who might be in love. Another has a king holding a branch. But the last page is missing, so she can't see what was on it. On the day of the tryouts, Juliet takes pills to calm down because she feels very nervous. It shows she is not feeling well inside. Vivian goes first and plays a beautiful song. Then Juliet goes on stage and plays the exact same song Vivian just played. Everyone notices this, and it upsets Vivian. But while Juliet is playing, she starts seeing strange things. She imagines herself walking through the school hallway with red lights everywhere. She sees herself standing on a big stage in front of a large crowd. She looks like the star of the show. Then suddenly, she faints and falls to the ground. After this, something even stranger happens. One of the notebook drawings now looks just like Juliet. Before her performance, she had taken pills and had touched the notebook in the same way as shown in the drawing. This makes her feel very confused and scared. Later, Juliet and Vivian have a big fight about Juliet copying the song. Vivian is upset. When the results come out, Vivian wins. She feels happy, but Juliet is very angry and disappointed. During her next lesson, Juliet tells Roger how upset she is. She talks about how hard she has worked. But Roger explains that sometimes natural talent makes a difference, and Vivian just played better. Juliet doesn't like hearing this. The next day, Juliet finds something gross in her shoe case, bloody tampons. She knows Vivian did this as a mean joke. Vivian says it was payback for what happened to the tryout. She tries to say sorry, but Juliet stays angry. Dr. Cask later tells Juliet that she is also talented, but her music doesn't show much emotion. He asks her why she copied her sister's song. Juliet says she wanted to prove that she could be just as good. That night, Juliet looks at the notebook again. She notices that all the titles on each page are written backward. Using a mirror, she figures out what the titles say. They are Evocation, Assurance, Triumph, Consume, and the last page has no title. The notebook seems to tell a dark story. It talks about a strange power that tricks people by giving them what they want. At first, it makes them feel happy, but later, it slowly destroys them. That night, Juliet has a scary dream. She sees Moira's ghost and wakes up very frightened. Right after, she gets a message from Max inviting her to a party. Juliet decides to go. At the party, Max gives Juliet an illegal drug that makes people see things that aren't real. After taking it, she starts feeling dizzy and confused. Then she sees a dark cave far away. She walks toward it, like something is pulling her. Inside the cave, the air feels strange. Juliet sees Vivian talking to someone on the phone. She hides and listens. She finds out that Vivian is secretly dating someone else, even though she is still with Max. Just then, Max shows up, and Vivian leaves quickly. Juliet stays and talks to Max. Then Vivian comes back and sees them. She becomes very angry and starts yelling at Juliet. Feeling scared and upset, Juliet runs away. Suddenly, a strange yellow light appears in front of her. It doesn't look like a normal light. It seems to be alive. Juliet stops completely. She can't move her body or even think clearly. At the same time, Vivian is running behind her, trying to catch up and talk to her. The woods are quiet and no one else is around. Close to the path, there's a very steep cliff. In the chaos and confusion, Vivian slips and falls down the edge. Juliet, still frozen by the light, just stands there and doesn't do anything. When the light finally disappears, Max arrives and sees Juliet standing near the edge. They both look down and see Vivian lying at the bottom, not moving. She has passed out. The next morning, Juliet wakes up at her desk. Her head is down, and her notebooks are full of scribbles. She sees the number 6 written many times all over the pages. This makes her feel even more confused. She grabs Moira's notebook and flips through it again. One drawing shows the exact moment when Vivian fell off the cliff. Another picture looks like it's showing her teacher, Roger. Then Juliet realizes something very scary. None of the pictures in the notebook are random. They're showing real events, and they're now happening in her own life. Later, Juliet is called to the school office. The teacher tells her that Vivian broke her hand and won't be able to play the piano for 6 months. So now, Juliet is being offered the lead role in the big concert. She says yes, but when Vivian hears about this, she becomes even more upset and angry. She feels like Juliet is trying to steal her whole life. Her music, her boyfriend, and now even her future. Juliet tries to make peace and says sorry, but things don't go well. The talk becomes cold, and the sisters start arguing again. Juliet tells Vivian that she knows about this secret relationship. Vivian doesn't care and walks away proudly. At this point, it becomes clear that Juliet is no longer thinking clearly. A dark power seems to be influencing her thoughts and changing how she feels. Back in her room, Juliet starts reading more about Moira's life. The things she finds are very sad and shocking. Moira's mom once fell from a great height and was badly hurt. Later, her dad burned down their home and ended his life. All these events were also shown in the notebook. Juliet now sees a scary pattern. The same things are starting to happen again, this time to her. The next day, she tells Max everything. She hopes he will understand and believe her. But Max doesn't take her seriously. To make him listen, Juliet tells him about Vivian's secret affair. This makes Max very angry. He fights with Vivian, and soon, they break up. While they argue, Juliet feels a strange sense of happiness. She feels like things are finally going her way. Over the next few days, Juliet begins to change. The strange force around her grows stronger. Her piano playing becomes much better, almost too fast to be normal. People at the school begin to notice. One day, she goes back into Moira's old room. As she plays, she feels a rush of deep emotions. They don't feel like hers. They feel like they belong to Moira. It's like the dead girl is inside her, sharing her thoughts and feelings. At that moment, Max walks in. When Juliet sees him, she kisses him, and they become close. But right after, Max feels ashamed and leaves the room. He knows what happened was wrong and can't deal with the guilt. Later, it is the twins' birthday. Their family takes them out to dinner. Juliet invites Dr. Cass to come along. During the meal, Dr. Cass compliments Juliet's piano skills, which makes Vivian feel jealous and upset. She can't control her feelings and storms off from the table, causing a scene. After dinner, Juliet's father is too drunk to drive home, so Dr. Cass offers to take Juliet to his house so she can rest. He wants to encourage her before the big concert, but things go wrong. Juliet suddenly tries to kiss him. Dr. Cass is shocked and pulls away. Then Juliet accuses him of having a romantic relationship with Vivian. She has no real proof, but her guess turns out to be true. Dr. Cass becomes very angry and tells her to leave immediately. Before she walks out, in a moment of strong emotion, she throws it into the fireplace. The flames grow bigger. Dr. Cass panics and rushes to save it. Juliet leaves his house, leaving behind confusion and trouble. When she gets back home, she opens the notebook again. 2 new pictures have appeared inside. One shows her with Max. The other shows Dr. Cass. Now, only one page is left blank. Juliet closes her eyes, picks up a pen, and lets her hand move freely, like something invisible is guiding her. When she looks at the finished picture in the mirror, she sees the final word written backward, sacrifice. Juliet now understands the truth. Everything she gained, fame, love, and success, was not free. The dark power behind the notebook wants her soul in return. She becomes very scared and starts crying. She throws the notebook into a fire and watches it burn through the night. The next day is the big concert. A large crowd comes to watch. Juliet waits backstage, nervous. Vivian comes by and says something very hurtful. It breaks Juliet's confidence completely. She walks on stage and sits at the piano. But she can't play. She is frozen. A full panic takes over her body. She runs off the stage, crying and hiding in a corner. Then, the yellow light returns again. This time it is even brighter and closer than before. Without thinking, Juliet follows it. The light takes her to the rooftop of the school. She walks to the edge and looks out at the glowing sky. All she can see is the yellow light, calling her to take the final step. Just before she jumps, Juliet sees a powerful dream in her mind. In the dream, she finishes the concert perfectly. The crowd stands up and cheers for her. She feels happy and proud. It feels like everything she ever wanted is finally hers. But the dream quickly fades away. In real life, Juliet has jumped. Her body is found in the school's art field, covered in blood. A small smile stays on her face, like a part of her still believes she became a star. Around her, the school is still busy. Students are walking, laughing, and talking. No one notices what has just happened, and that is how the story ends.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.